Hey guys, figured I'd do another video. Done one earlier of me driving and getting gas for work. I'm on my way to work. Thought maybe I'd do kind of a drive along video. I had questions about the thermostat, maybe getting stuck or having an air pocket in the system. Got this so cheap SunPro gauge. It'll all of a sudden one time shoot up to about 280 and then immediately drop down to like 190, 180. It's got a 190 thermostat in it. I may take the thermostat out just to see if that's what it is. If it doesn't do it with the thermostat out of it, then I know that it's something that's what it was. If not, then I know it's something else. But because I don't have any off days for like 9 days straight, I can't test that theory right now. I want to put that throttle bracket on so bad I can't stand it. I just bought it from Eldebrock and I've had it for about 3 or 4 days now. I've got it put together, but I just don't want to have any problems and not be able to get it together before work, because I drive this old truck, go back and forth to work. It's just a fun truck to drive. But instead of me just doing videos of me sitting there pointing at the temp gauge, just kind of do a drive right now. I just got Ever Swinging Ding Ding in Baldwin County out right now. I guess it's Valentine's and everybody's trying to get around and get flowers and stuffed animals and bull junk to give to their significant other. Probably going to Jared, spending a ton of money that they can't afford. Anyway, truck's got some front end issues. Probably needs some ball joints and tie rod ends. Definitely needs a front end alignment since it's got new tires on the front. Need to buy some for the back. I actually found some 888s that I want to put on the back. I love the tread pattern. I love the way they ride. I can get 2 of them shipped to my front door for about $270, because all my wheels all the way around are 10-inch, 15-inch wheels, 10 inches wide. But I like meatier tires on the back. I like that hot rod look. Smaller tires on the front, big tires in the back. But anyway, it's just to kind of ride along with me. The speedometer's off. When you're probably going about 50, it says you're going like 60 or 70. So I'm figuring this thing's like 10 or 15 miles an hour off. And you feel every single bump there is. Because some dummy, some redneck, I guess, from Alabama where I'm from, thought it'd be cool to have a lower look but not spend the money. He actually cut 2 leaf springs out of the leaf spring and put a lowering shackle on it, and cut the front factory springs probably about 3 inches. It's the reason why I didn't put the isolators back in there. It's the reason why it's about a 2.5 to 3 inch different drop from the passenger side than the lower side, the driver's side. And you absolutely feel every single bump. I get out of this thing at night after driving it after a long day's work, and I can't even hardly walk. It beats you to death so bad. As you can see, it says we're going 60, but there's no way I'm going 60 from just knowing how fast 60 feels. Probably more like 50. So I'm assuming it's about 10 mile an hour off. I tried to do a top end pull on this thing, but it's just way too dangerous. I don't think Eagle Knievel would attempt a top end run on this truck. You get up to about 70, 80 miles an hour, and the whole front end moves around. It's like driving a space shuttle. This road here is just probably not a really good road to drive on, but it's the shortcut to where I need to go to get to work. We'll get out on better surface here in a minute. Maybe I can open it up a little bit, let you guys. And these brakes, I did put some new calipers and stuff on it, and the brakes are probably about 40%. But I wanted to buy a wheel stud and the brakes, and I wanted to change the lower ball joints and the springs and everything, the coil springs out all at the same time. So I think probably Friday I'm going to order the coil spring. I'm trying to figure out what sizes I need to buy, which brand and what kind of drop I need to get to kind of keep the same drop I have, but for the truck to ride better. This thing drives like a tank. As you can see, it says we're going 60, but there's no way we're going 60. Probably more like 50. Yeah, we're supposed to be keeping an eye on the gauge over here. I'll wait until it shoots over there. Might have already done it already. Like I said, it's got plenty. It's just got distilled water in it. Which at my house I have well water and city water. I don't like running either one of those in it, so I'll usually go get some distilled water or spring water or something like that and put in it. Some people say do that it doesn't have any enzymes and all that other kind of crap in it that corrodes your radiator and your heads and your hoses. But said it's pretty much running about what the thermostat's supposed to be at, which is a 190, and it pretty much will stay there the whole trip to work as long as I got the fan on, which I turned it on when we first started driving the truck. Which I'm surprised my camera's actually filming this long. Usually it shuts off. I kind of do raw videos anyway. I should just post them up even when it cuts off, because some of it's pretty decent content. Like today when I done a pull, I got on it pretty good, but it was hard to film because this thing gets all over the road whenever you get on it, because it just has suspension problems. We're still about at temperature, and it says we're going 70, but it's probably more like 60. Usually not this much traffic out about this time of day, but it's Valentine's, and where I live at, Baldwin County, Alabama, it's a tourist town because you got Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, and then you got Oa, which is a big park up here, and all these, you got Buc-ee's and all these tourist attractions. They just opened a Buc-ee's here in Baldwin County and Loxley. It's a big tourist, so a lot of people are taking their significant others to, I guess, Buc-ee's and all these places for set the mood, I guess. I think it's all a waste of time myself. I've been with somebody for a while. Shoot, I'm just one of them type people to order, take out, and get a movie, and that's my Valentine's. But I lost 150 pounds years ago, and I don't want her back, so I just prefer to stay single. It just works out better for me that way, but some people just can't live without somebody, but I'm one of those that can. But anyway, enough of that. Don't want to sound bitter, but anyway, hopefully I'm not boring people to death, but as soon as I can get around all these folks, I will try to do a small little pull. The other day I was going about 50 in this thing. I estimated about 50, and I had a little turbo Miata. Kept getting up beside me and would take off and then slow down, take off and slow down. So I thought, well, okay. I was on my way to work, so I dropped it down in second, going about 50, and the back tires broke loose, and rear end started kicking around, and threw it back up and drive really quick. And then that guy thought, I guess he must have scared him, and he never did get up next to me and try to run me again. I guess he thought, well, if it's breaking loose at 50 miles an hour in the rain, then I don't know if I want to race that guy or not. But this is only like an 8-mile truck anyway. I'm thinking the gears is like 410s or 411s. I'll be able to tell once I get a tack in here. Well, I don't know, but since my speedometer is off, I probably won't be able to gauge it. I should have checked it when I had the the housing cover off, differential cover off a few weeks ago, but I had my son under there doing it because my back was hurt, and I just didn't want to get up under there and do it. And he tried counting everything, and then when I got asking him what it was, he forgot the number, so I can't really go from that. I may end up taking it back off and just counting to make sure. Factory says 342. It says we're going 70. I just don't believe 70 miles an hour. Which there is an app you can get on your phone that'll tell you, using your GPS, how fast you're going. Just ain't downloaded it yet. Try it out. See how accurate it is. But I kind of wish the truck was an OBS truck, a TBI truck, still had the electronics, because I'd be able to get some kind of scanner or something on it and use it. Kind of miss that. But to me, these trucks are easier to work on when they're just HEI carbureted. This thing doesn't take corners too well either. She roars pretty good, sounds pretty good. Still at about temperature. It says we're going 75 miles an hour, but it ain't no way. But I have to drive about 14 miles to work every day there, 14 miles back. And so far she's been a good truck. Other than that overheating issue when you first crank the truck, which I'm thinking is going to be the thermostat. I'm going to pull it out probably next week. I have Wednesday and Thursday off, and test that theory out, and install my throttle linkage down there, and see how that works for me. It looks like it's going to turn out pretty good. I actually held it up to where it's going to mount, and it looks like it's going to be perfect. This is for Edelbrock carburetor and with using Vortec heads, and you know, like an Edelbrock or similar to an Edelbrock intake or factory intake, 4-barrel intake. Looks like it's going to do me pretty good. I'll be glad to get that done, and then somewhere down the line get the wiring and stuff that's there for the old TBI stuff cut out. Probably do it myself, but I hate dealing with wires. I'm just not a wire guy. Yeah, this thing backfires pretty good. Somebody said it was the way the exhaust is. It's just got too much back pressure in it. And somebody told me I could have a rocker arm too tight, that I probably need to take them off and adjust the valve latch again. Which, with work being the way it is, I work for a new company that just opened up here, and they had so many people quit or leave, even though it pays good money, that they're working us like 8-9 days straight with no overtime, because of the way they give us the off days, and people just get so burnt out and quit. And so I've not had that many off days to really do anything with the truck. I actually had 2 consecutive off days about 5 days ago, and that's when I did the shocks and replace the brake line that was cut, or actually brake lines that were cut, because when somebody put the upper ball joints in, they put the pins, the Carter pins that hold the nut on, to where it was rubbing on the line whenever you turn sharp. Luckily I caught it before they leaked out on me and I didn't have no brakes. Still running good temperature. If it was a blown head gasket, you know, this thing would have already been acting up. It's got 350 turbo in it with halfway decent low gears, and this thing is probably pushing some RPMs. If it was a head gasket, I'd have water in the oil, or oil in the water, I guess, however you want to put it. But it never gets above that the whole trip. Just does it that one time, which I'm leaning towards thermostat. But anyway, this video will probably bore some folks, because all I'm doing is just driving to work. I don't want to get on it right now and tear it up on my way to work. That would be bad. But you see, I know you can hear it. It sounds really good. The engine sounds really good. Like I said, it's pretty peppy for what it's got in its stock 350 Vortec. You know, with just the intake, carburetor, and distributor in it, 342 gears, which that's what I'm thinking. What it says factory, but it sure seems lower than that. Of course, it does have a 350 turbo tranny in it now. I don't know what the gears are in it, but it's the heavy duty for a big vehicle, because it came out of like a wrecked van, low miles in it. Well, at least that's what the guy I bought the transmission from said. But anyway, hands getting tired of holding this phone. I hope some people enjoy the content. Anyway, everybody have a good Valentine's. I'm getting pretty close to where I work. And y'all enjoy your day. Peace out.